Hey, how's it going? It's Grant with the Garden of Eater, and in this video we're going to talk about when and how often do we clean these sponge filters. It's a question I get quite often. My answer is I don't really have a set time frame when I do it. It's not like a maintenance thing where every 6 months I clean all my filters. It's not like that. This filter has been running for quite some time now, probably over a year, and I haven't had to touch it or clean it or anything. However, on the tank next to it, during this last water change, it slowed down to a slight trickle, so I'm gonna have to get that flow going once again. And if you look at the tank next to it, that's just fine as well. So it's really just this one filter on this entire rack that's doing this. So we're gonna have to get this going and clean this out so that way these parameters stay on point. The nitrates, nitrates, and ammonia will stay at zero as long as you got a good filtration system going for your shrimp tanks. So we got to get this going, and a lot of people will think that it's got something to do with the sponges are clogged. However, 99% of the time, that's not the problem. The problem is right where the air line connects to the sponge filter. It blocks the airway. Some little sludge or crud gets in there somehow, and it blocks the flow and causes this. So if you're able to catch it sooner, I probably should have caught this one maybe a week or so ago, but I let it go a little too long, so it's gonna need a good cleaning. However, if you can catch them really soon, you can use a simple trick, but this one's gonna need the good old air compressor. So we gotta take this thing apart now. We're just gonna stop the air line all together, and we're gonna pull out the air hose. And take off the sponges. Shake off the snails until we just have this part. And what's actually clogged is in here, so we don't need this, and we don't need this. So all that we really need is this. We don't need the suction cup either, but I'm gonna give that a good cleaning because I noticed it wasn't really attached either. So off out to the tiki bar to the air compressor. All right, so we got our filter. We're outside at the lily pond, and we've got our air compressor. And all I'm gonna do is put the nozzle right on there, blow it out. There's these little tiny holes on the inside, and air comes out of each angle, it seems. So that's why I turned it all the way around to get all the edges. Now back to the tank inside. Alright, so we're back at the filter. Time to put it back together. Now the filter's back together. All I really did to the suction cup was give it a good strong wipe off with my thumb to kind of clean it off. Now we got to plug it back in. And then I just kind of used the suction cup on the back of the glass to clean the back of the glass, and turn it back on, and it's cranking again. I'm not really too worried about how dusty it is. It all came from the filter, and the filter's just going to be cranking and working, and it'll clean up in no time, and it'll just get all that bacteria back into the filter. So now back to the greenhouse. We've got a different style of filter we're going to do and show you how we clean that one out as well. Alright, so now we're out in the greenhouse, and as you can see, that one's cranking, this one's cranking, and this one's just not moving. So we've got a different style filter. This one's got the weight in it instead of the double style, and as you can see, the air is cranking through there, so the clog is in this piece down here. Alright, so for this one, we don't really use the air, we just kind of blast it with the hose. Now it's all cleaned out. Alright, so we got our clean weighted bottom. Put our filter back together. And we got bubbles again. And then just so you make sure that you don't get your helper completely soaking wet when you spray it out. You might want to avoid that one. Alright, so back inside, you can see the water hasn't really cleared up yet. Just a little bit, but that's fine. No stress. You just gotta wait it out. No need to do a water change or anything like that. I literally just did the water change. The filter was cranking beforehand. However, while the water was stagnant and the water was drained down, it got clogged when I refilled everything up. So we just had to blow the gunk out, and it's good as new again. Only better because it's cycled. So no stress. Now if you didn't have the compressor, you could catch it a little bit sooner and blow it out with like a dust off can, or you could take a pipe cleaner or stretch out a paper clip and clean it out that way. I just find that the air compressor for these guys is the best method. You could also use the air compressor for the weighted filter. However, I just felt the hose is more convenient. More people have the hose, and that's all what we really use for it. It's a little bit faster for us since it's right next to the greenhouse. So that's all for this video. If you have any other questions or anything like that, like on the Matin filters or anything, we haven't had to clean out any of those yet at all, and those have been running for like 4 years. So just on these two filters have we ever had to really clean, but hang on the backs are another story on their own. So maybe another time. So stay tuned, subscribe, and let us know what you'd like to see next time.